and tiny hearts. Ah! Get that off. Hey, okay, so are you guys ready to get crafty? Because I am. Let me just bring this up on my iPad. I'm holding my phone because I'm going to be putting it in the mount, and it's just easier to say hey to you like this and then stick it up in the mount. So I'm going to bring it up here so I can make sure that when I get it going that you can see it the way I want you to. All right, let's get this party started. And there we go. I want to make sure that last time I had my phone too high and I didn't think you could see very well and it was being blurry. So I just want to get this set up so. And now it is sideways. Why is that? Huh. Okay, I don't want it to be sideways. That's weird. See what that does. Woohoo! All right. I think that might do the trick. Okay. All right, the set we are going to play with today is called Good Karma. I love it. There are 8 stamps in the set. There are 3 greetings: happy birthday, wishing you good karma, adventure waits. There are 3 little groups of flowers, and I love these suitcases. There's those suitcases, and of course the star of this set, which is the elephant. This is the introductory week into our latest catalog, celebrating life's moments, spring into summer, and so that is one of the brand new sets out of this catalog, and you can find it on my Fun Stampers Journey site, which is www.funstampersjourney.com, and then a / Janna, Janna stamps. All right, I am going to get started because there's a fun surprise inside this card, and it's going to take a little while to make it. And I was just turning my iPad up because I wanted to see if I could hear. I'm not hearing anything, so I'm hoping that you guys are hearing this. I just want to look at the volume on my phone real quick. I don't see anything. Okay. So If anybody's on there, can you let me know if you can hear? If there's sound. Because when I turn my iPad up, I'm not hearing anything. Weird. Sorry, I don't want to do this for an hour and then find out that there's no volume. Okay, I don't know. All right. So we are going to start with a banana cream card base. So it's just a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it's 11 inches, and then, you know, it's folded in half. So we're going to do that, and then the paper that we are using is from the brand new Sunday Adventure prints, which is also in the new catalog, and we're going to be playing with this one, and then it's got this fun print on the back side of it. Okay. So I think what we will do is go ahead and put the printed piece on top of a black licorice layer. And I'm just using our Journey Blooms adhesive here. And I've got a piece of black licorice that I have cut 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I took it down a little bit from that for the patterned paper, so 3 3/4 by 5. And I'm just going to attach that on there. So all of this part is just easy peasy. Where are all my crafty peeps today? It was 64 degrees out on the deck when I took the dogs out a few minutes ago. But then we're supposed to have some really big winds with gusts up to 70 miles an hour later today and into tomorrow. Okay, so next I'm going to put a piece of trim on here. Isn't that paper gorgeous, you guys? From the new boho trim, and those are the 5 little piece styles that's in there. I love these leaves, but this is the one that we're using today. And I'm going to take my favoriteest glue, which is our Journey Craft glue, and I'm just going to run a little line of it across because I'm going to stick that trim down with the craft glue. It just holds it a little better. Okay, so there we go. It's just going to be a little something something there to anchor the elephant. So I'm going to set that aside and let that dry. And then we're going to stamp the elephant. I love this elephant. So cute. It's a good idea to turn your blocks over with the grid on the top, and because that way you still have the grid, you can still see what you're doing if you need the grid to line things up, but that etching won't get messed up from using different cleaners or whatever on the back side. So I'm going to stamp the elephant with our rock candy, and since this is a bigger stamp, I'm going to turn it over and stamp it from, or ink it up from the top so I can see that I have it inked good. Oh, the hazards of having glitter in your craft area. It gets everywhere. Look how cute it is. They've been having asking for people to give suggestions of the name of the elephant, and they got it down to just a few, one of them being Karma or Carmen, which was my choice since the stamp set's called Good Karma, and that was what I voted for. One was Ellie. I can't remember. There were maybe 4 different ones. Hey Rebecca, can you hear me? Because I turned my iPad up and I couldn't hear anything. And I didn't, because this card's going to take a while to make, and I didn't want to think that I was doing this whole video. Oh good, you can hear me because you know what I'm talking about. I don't know why when I turn the volume up on my iPad and I'm doing these videos that I can't hear. It's weird. Okay. Woohoo! There it is. Love this stamp. Okay. So I am going to color, what do you guys think? I think it's a her, don't you? I'm going to color her with my Journey Color Burst pencils. They come in this wonderful tin. If you've never seen it before, there are 2 layers of pencils inside, just like that. And then there's a chart on there which tells you what colors to put together to make more colors if you need that. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take number 42, which is the black, and I'm just going to go around a little bit here around this little headpiece, just because I want these to stand out a little bit when I color them. So I'm just kind of going to outline them a little bit. I will try not to make this a silent video. I get really quiet when I start coloring. When I go to different stamping things, I typically, when I start in working on the project, I get really quiet because I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. But that doesn't make for a very interesting video if all you're doing is watching me color and there is no sound. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to do with that. Hey Jennifer, I'm using Good Karma. Woohoo! Okay, so now, because we have this gorgeous, gorgeous paper in the background, I kind of wanted to go with some of those colors. I don't know what it's called, if it's a blanket or what this is on the back here of the elephant. I'm going to call it a blanket. Okay, so I have to say this stamp is just fun. It is fun to color. The possibilities of all the different ways you can color. The blanket part and her little hat. And I will try not to say okay all the time because I tend to do that too when I'm moving on to the next step. I think I will do a little bit of color layering here. These are pencils. If you've never tried them, they are so smooth to color with. Just really nice. And you can do lots of layering of your color to give definition. I did not see the card you just posted, so now I'll be looking forward to seeing that. Did you use this stamp set? Okay, well there I go saying okay. All right. These colors, love these colors, pinks and oranges. Oh, and if you guys didn't see the very first, if you didn't come on right at the beginning of the video, there's going to be a fun surprise inside this card. I decided I kind of wanted, I've been stamping for a really long time, you guys. Like, I started stamping back in the 80s. And so there were so many fun things that I learned, techniques, just for instance, like the whipped cream, or not whipped cream, the shaving cream technique that everybody's been doing lately. That is like something we did way a long time ago. And it's just kind of fun how some of those things that we did back when are coming back around, just like in fashion, how things come back around. Well, so are some of these techniques. So I got to thinking about what was a fun card that I learned how to do way back when, and there was one that popped out at me, and I thought, oh yeah, and I haven't seen anybody do that particular card in a long time. So that's what we're going to do today. And no, I'm not telling you what it is right now because you have to watch and see, because I'm going to be mean like that. You just have to wait and see. Alright, trying to put my pencils back in order. Okay, let's do some yellow. Oh, Altenew, okay. Mellow yellow. So I will try not to be too long on my coloring here so that you don't have to wait too long for the surprise on what's going to be the inside of our card. I love that green. I do. I watched Cindy Bristow this morning. I always love watching. Well, I love what everybody does. I just love watching everyone's videos. I think we all learn from each other, and it's very calming to me to watch you guys make things. So I hope it's the same for you when you watch mine, and that I don't put you to sleep. That would not be good. That would not be good at all. Okay, what color? Oh yeah, I'm going to do this pretty color. It is number 36. I love this color. Did you guys have like favorite colors? I'm sure everybody did in the color box, because there was one kind of a fuchsia pink color. That was always my favorite, and I've talked about this before. Burnt sienna in the color box was my least favorite crayon in the box. It had, the texture of that crayon was scratchy. It felt scratchy when you colored with it. And I mean, the color's okay, but I think it was mostly the texture. It was so weird to me. Okay, now what color? I want to go back and give this a little shadowing. Just a little. Just a little. Oh, here's a tip. Did you know that, so a lot of people use, is it Gamasol, am I pronouncing that correctly? Or baby oil to blend with. You can also use your white pencil to blend. Just a tip. And that, I learned that a long time ago, that you could do that. I'm going to make the little ankle thing orange. And then I'm using the gold one to do the tassels, because this is a fancy elephant. Fancy! You are a busy girl, Rebecca. You cleaned your house, you've got food in the crock pot, and you're going to study for a test. And you are doing fabulous in your studies, getting all those good grades. Okay, almost done here. Oh, forgot the flower. Let's do the flower. I'm going to go back to this pretty purple. No fancy coloring, just putting color in, but you know, it all comes together. It really do. Okay. Need some green on there. I think I'm going to do the darker. Okay, don't go to sleep, you guys. I promise this coloring part is almost over. But now I'm going to fussy cut it. Eek. All right, I'll hurry. I will hurry. There's not a die set for this set. Where'd my scissors go? Scissors? Where are my scissors? Well, that figures. Oh, here they are, underneath my pencils. Okay, I want it to have just a little bit of border. Not a whole lot, but a little. And of course I'm using the most fabulous little scissors there are, which are self-sharpening and non-stick and available on my site, which I gave you the address to earlier, but you can always get there by clicking on the Shop Now button. And you'll find them there with all these other fabulous items. Oopsie. Okay, not much longer and I will be done with this part. I'm going to put a little bit of sparkle on this, just a little bit, just a little bit of sparkle. Okay. Now, if we had a die for this, it would have been done in seconds, but that's okay. This really isn't taking that long, and it is really not that difficult. See, I am almost done. There we go. Reading the card. Hey, Karen. Okay. So now I need my foam squares, and I am going to put a little bit of craft glue on the bottoms of the feet because I want those to be stuck down, but I want the rest of it to be popped up just a bit. And yes, I stuck my finger in the glue. Just don't want that to show. All right, there we go. So I'm going to put the feet right down on that trim. And then I'm going to get the sparkle silk and I'm I'm going to paint the nails. A girl's got to have her nails done. And if you just dab it on there, it works perfectly. And then I'm going to come over here and do all this fun stuff here, the little stars. Just gives it that touch. Alright. Don't know if you can see the sparkle, but it is sparkly. Okay, now we need a greeting, and I'm going to use the Wishing You Good Karma. And this is the back side of that paper, and so I decided I wanted to put my greeting on that. And actually I'm going to stamp it first before I go cutting it out, because if I mess up I'm going to have to cut me another little chunk of it. So I'm going to use black licorice and hope, sorry if my head's getting in the way, hope that I get it on there straight. Let's think. Let's have good karma thoughts that I get it on straight. Okay, I don't know. I think that's okay. I think that will do. It does not have to be absolutely perfect, but that is close enough, I think. Okay, now I am going to, here, let me put the lid back on my ink before I make a mess with that. I'm going to cut this out, even though I'm going to be cutting it off straight across that side. I'm still going to just cut it out. Okay, and now if I line up the points down here, and go straight across, it should be fairly straight. And then I'm going to use craft glue so I can make sure that I've got a little bit of wiggle room in putting it on there straight. Wishing you good karma. Of course, we need some bling. So we are going to do the fashion gold things. And I'll put one right on here. I am going to put one down here. And I think there. And guess what? The outside of the card is done. What do you think? I like it. Of course, that paper, I mean, just makes it. Alright, so I'm going to set this aside because now we are going to start on the inside. Now, if you guys want directions, it's really easy, really easy, but you might want to write this down. I have a square, 8.5-inch square piece of text, just copy paper, okay? And I am going, you know what I'm going to do, because it's easier to do this on the the black for me to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to fold that into a triangle, and then we're going to open it up, turn it, and do the same thing in the opposite direction. Get my points together. All right, so it looks like that. Now I'm going to bring it back over here and do some stamping before I go any further. And I'm going to pull off this little bouquet. And I'm going to start with a pineapple smoothie. And I'm just going to stamp in the corners and one in the middle. Anybody know what I'm doing yet? It's kind of a pop-up card. That's not what it's called though. It is not, it's not called pop-up. It does have a name. Okay. Now I am going to do, I'm looking at the one I made earlier so I can remember what I did. Okay, I'm going to do watermelon. Hey Erica, I'm going to do watermelon fusion. I'm going to put that there, there. There. Erica, give your doggy a smooch. You know I've got weenie dogs too. I have two. Your little fur baby. Our youngest one, though, she's got white, white feet and a little bit of other white on her, but mainly the black and tan. And our oldest girl, Romy, she's 14. And she's slow and she can't hear anymore. Okay, you guys, the next color I'm doing is Orange Rave. And I'm just going to fill in the empty spots. Now, back in the day, do you guys have the decorative scissors? I have like a whole little basket full of them. When we made these back in the day, we always kind of cut the edges with decorative scissors. Let's see, I am going to do an orange bunch there. And I'm going to come back and do watermelon fusion over here. You do have a Chihuahua, Rebecca, and before we had our weenie dogs, that's what we had. We had two little Chihuahuas. We had Boo and Yogi. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the, oh shoot, I wanted pineapple smoothie. Oh well. Let's see, how can I fix that? What if I because that looks weird and I don't want it to be weird. So I'm going to do pineapple smoothie. I'm just going to double them up. Why am I getting a line? Okay, I'm going to do pineapple smoothie there and there. There's always a way to fix things, right? And then I'm going to come back and do watermelon up here. There we go. Nobody will know the difference. Alright, now I want to put happy birthday on the inside here, and I'm going to do it with Limeade Splash because we have sort of, you know, those colors with the pops of green. So I'm going to do the happy birthday in Limeade Splash. And I'm going to put it right down here and hope that I get it fairly straight. Oh, yeah, I know. I'm sure that's what I'm doing. I will have to be more careful with that. Okay, now we've got that done. So we're going to finish the folding on this. So the sides need to, this is the hardest part of the whole thing. You want to make sure that these sides are coming in and not where you have your greeting. So there, that wasn't really that difficult. And use your, well, I call it bone folder, but I think we call them crease tool. And then you're going to bring these points into the middle, and you can kind of see where the other ones are in the inside to be able to line them up there. And then you're going to just do that and do that. And the same on the other side. There we go. Okay, come on. Don't be stubborn. There we go. Okay, so now you kind of want to take those ones that you just did and fold them in the opposite direction because we're going to actually tuck them in to the inside. So after you fold them both ways, you're just going to tuck them in like that. That. And that. So there you have it. Now we are ready to put this inside of our card. You want to make sure that you're putting it in there the way you want. So I want the happy birthday on the bottom, and so we are going to put that side down first. So you're just going to take your adhesive and go around all the edges. And one down the middle. Bring your card back in. And make sure that you get it centered where you want it and that it's not hanging off the bottom, okay? So I will try my best to do that. And then you're going to do the same with putting the adhesive on the top. just close it. And when they open the card, there you go. And it's called an explosion card. That's what it's called. Explodes into a burst of color, and it's just a fun surprise. Any kind of a pop-up card is a fun surprise, but this one was called an explosion card. And it's one of the first fun fold kind of cards I learned how to do way back when. So I thought it would be fun to bring it back, and because for one thing it's so easy. Now I debated about using our patterned paper on the inside, but I'm afraid it would be too heavy. You know, our patterned paper is really good quality, and it's just, you know, it's heavier than just a printed paper. The text weight works pretty good. And other ways you could add color to plain white paper would be to use our sprays and silks, because you could put a lot of color on, you know, and do that. Maybe put a mask where you want to put your greeting, and then so that area would stay white if you wanted it to, and then you could do all your color around. You could maybe do it with our gel press. There's lots of ways, you know, to add color to just plain old white text paper, but I thought it would be fun to do the little bouquets of flowers, and it turned out to be a really fun card. I was happy with it. And so here's my little sample one. They're fairly the same. I did a little bit different color on the head doily there, and I didn't get lines when I stamped on this one. But there you have it. I'm wishing you guys good karma. Thanks for joining me today stamping, and I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you guys all next Friday for another Friday Fun Day. Bye. Happy stamping.